Well, welcome to My Skeptical Sister episode. I don't remember.
Who cares?
I'm
A
gonna
lot,
stop trying.
right? I'm Meghann, the skeptical one,
I'm Erin, the believer.
and we are back
I
together.
haven't seen Meghann in like over a week.
I know. Well, I mean, we tried to sneak in a little something on Sunday, but it felt like we couldn't talk about anything because we had to record tonight. So it was like the weirdest. I had so much to tell you, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hold it in and talk about our children, which is boring. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I got into town from my vacation, and it was like, I'm tan, I'm refreshed, I've been relaxing. I was so excited to be home.
Oh man, the salt you're pouring in my wound is
I know
really hurting.
But my whole point of all of that is the next morning, right back at it, screaming at my whole family to get in the car for Easter. I'm like, we are late. Get in the car. And I was like having to cook a meal real quick or like a little side dish. And we get in the car and I'm like yelling at everybody. And everybody finally gets in the car. We're all mad. And I'm like, Happy Easter, everybody. And then I'm like, I feel like sometimes it's like a comedy routine. Like, but anyway. So
James is like, I sent you away for a whole week.
I know, and you're still like this. What happened? No, he's so funny. I think he got a good taste of what life is like and how it's been for me the whole year. And he's like, I get it. I don't take it personally anymore. You weren't meaning you needed a break from me. You needed a break from all of this. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So I was like, I'm sorry, I'm stressing out. And he was like, oh, you're fine. He's like, I'm just glad you're back. And he was like, so basically, so you can do all the stressing again. Right. No, but he was wonderful. So, and all the kids were alive.
That's right.
Found Kool-Aid in the sippy cup for the 1-year-old, but we'll get past that. You know,
okay.
You beggars can't be choosers. I'm like, okay, so she had sugar high for the whole week, but she's still alive. So leave it to that. And Miss Tina, our babysitter, was like, she's like, the outfits that she showed up in were hysterical. She said, she hasn't sent them to me yet. She's like, I took pictures of them. They were so funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
That's hilarious. I used to get texts from our old babysitter, Trisha, back in Owensboro that would say, did you dress Sophie today or did Kevin? And I'm like, oh gosh, Kevin did. Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Miles, she said, Miles came in almost every day with his clothes inside out. And she'd say, honey, your clothes are inside out. And he'd say, yeah, my dad says it's fine. Whatever. He's dressed and he's theirs. Anyway.
We're back and I finally get to hear all your good stories.
Okay. So I do have 2 short little stories, like listener stories tonight. So I was like, well, I'll kind of spend a little bit of time going into my medium story because so I went with Jack. You all have heard me talk a lot about Jack, my former roommate and Erin's boss. He and I flew down together and to visit our friend Carrie. And when I got there, they're like, we've got a surprise for you. We've got some research you can do for your podcast. I was like, what? So we went to this place called Casadega, which is in Florida. It was probably about, I don't know, we were in New Smyrna Beach and it was maybe 35, 40 minutes away. And it is like a mecca for mediums. It's like everybody, I think they have like a university there for psychics. So it's like this little village, and the main part of it is the Casadega Hotel, and you can go there and mediums just kind of sit in the lobby. And so you can either find them that way, or there was like this little bookstore, and we went on like a weekday, so it wasn't that busy in the hotel.
Yeah.
But you can go over to the bookstore, and up on the wall there are just psychics that would write their phone number up, like if they were available. So you go to their house and have a reading at their house, and they live like right down the street.
Wow,
so,
that's really weird.
So you just walked over there, and then there were a couple like little houses that had like big signs out front. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to realize that maybe those are they're not like the psychics that went to the university.
They're like the wannabe psychics.
Well, they're like let's just make the money kind of, so which I mean, they all took my money, so they're all kind of in it for the money, but my point is, I think the ones on the board were like certified in some way. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I'll just paint the little picture. We're in there. Well, first we also went to, and I posted pictures on Facebook. If you're not on our Facebook yet, get on there because I mean, I could have spent all day in this little museum.
It was really cool.
It was so cool. It was crazy. They had like a whole room for haunted dolls, and they had haunted chairs, and it was like the haunted historical museum, and
wow,
it was really cool. But anyway, you can do your own research on Facebook if you want to go in there and look at all those pictures. So, because let's get down to the medium story, which was pretty interesting.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, I really can't believe I've held this in from you.
Me too.
I wanted to call you that night and tell you, but I'm like, over the phone wouldn't be very good audio. So anyway, and by the way, we are so codependent. I missed you. I'm like on the beach missing you. I'm like, I just wish Aaron were here.
I know. I kept looking across the street like, I know.
It's
ridiculous.
We might have a problem, but that's okay. So anyway, so we're all standing around looking in this bookstore, and we're like, oh, that must be the board that this other person told us about to go and look for these psychics.
Because they're board certified.
Oh, there it goes. There it is. Suddenly I don't miss you quite as much. No, I'm kidding. No, but there were only 2 names up on the board. Oh. And I was like, kind of, I wanted to pick and choose, which one sounded good. I'm like, only 2. But as we're standing there, this woman walks in and she writes her name up there. So of course, Jack's like elbowing me, and I'm like, okay, well, should we ask her? I mean, you don't even have to call her. She's right there, Yeah. And she'd already put her name up on the board, and it was Deb. And so I said, excuse me, Deb. And she turned, oh yeah, she's
like, how did you know my name?
Who's the psychic?
Are you psychic?
But no, she was like, very friendly. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh yeah. She said, just give me a few minutes. And she told us right where to go. And it was like this little, she had this really nice house. And then behind her house was like a she shed, I guess. Like it was really cute and furnished. And so she told us where to find her. So we're like, well, that's perfect. Yeah. So we gave her a couple minutes to get ready. And then we go down there, and Jack goes first. We asked if we could all be together. And she said, no, I like to do, one at a time. I'm like, okay. So Jack goes in first. And then he comes out, and Carrie was like, do you mind if I go next? I'm like, no, I don't care. And so Carrie goes in, and Jack comes out, and he's like, guess what? I was like, what? He was like, she had a Make America Great Again hat.
Oh no.
In her she shed. I was like, what are you? Because this town was like super liberal, and there was like gay pride signs up and Black Lives Matter.
Oh my God.
So we did not see
the one MAGA.
I know. And I'm like, oops, my bad. But
oh my God.
I know, it was crazy. He was like, I should have told Carrie, but I kind of want to see, because Carrie is, she is anti-Trump. I mean, who isn't? But
right.
Apparently there's some. Apparently Deb isn't. Well, whatever.
Sadly, I think there's a lot, but don't get
in my world. There's not. Like I keep blinders on. But then I went to Florida and realized that's where they all are. So, but anyway, so we were like, oh, I wonder how Carrie's doing in there, because I mean, I was like, I wonder how Deb's doing in there, because Carrie might be giving it to her. We walked around, and as we're walking, because then I kind of got turned off. I was like, I don't know. First of all, I don't even know if I believe in this stuff. Second of all, I'm like, I don't want to spend my money. I don't know. I mean, whatever. So I just kind of got like a little anti-Deb. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, maybe we could find somebody else. But I called the other 2 psychics, went back to the board, and neither of them answered. And it says if they don't answer, they're probably doing a reading. So we went to that house that had the like psychics now, like the advertisement, which is where I'm like, okay, this was a mistake. So we go in, but it was like comical. So we knock on the door, and this very abrupt woman, she like opens the door. She's like, hello. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, hello. I see it says that you do readings and past and future and all this stuff. She's like, yep. I was like, could you do one now? She's like, yep, $40. And I'm like, okay. And so I said, can he come? Nope. And then she like ushers me in and slams the door and locks it behind me.
Gosh.
I know. So I'm like, what? Where am I? And then it was this. So from Jack's perspective, he was like, so he took a picture of the building I was in and like sent it to a friend. He's like, if anything goes down, he's like, I feel like one of these women is getting sacrificed tonight. Like it's either Carrie or Meghann. So,
or Deb.
Or it could be, Deb. Carrie could sacrifice Deb. So from my perspective, I walk in, and she ushers me through this like little, not even a lot, like a foyer. And then I go into this kitchen. And so I'm like, in this kitchen, there's this man sitting there eating his lunch, older man. And she's like, sit there. I mean, she was so like pushy. And I was like, oh, okay. So I sit in this like one little chair off to the side.
So weird.
It was the strangest thing. It was one of the strangest things I've ever done. So I'm like sitting there like, what is going on? So I'm thinking she's the psychic or what? And then she just leaves. Like she leaves and I'm sitting there with this man eating his lunch. And I'm like, how are you today? And he's like not barely talking to me. He's like shoving his face and he's like, I'm good. How are you? I'm like, I'm good. And he's like, as he's like putting fruit in his mouth, he's like, I need something from that you've been wearing for a while. So then I'm like, oh, you're the psychic. Like,
let's hope. It's like, I need your bra.
Right. Yeah. But he said, I need something you've been wearing for a while. So I was like my sunglasses? And he was like, no, like your ring. So I'm like,
oh no, that's scary.
Right. So I was like, well, I will put it down in front of you. I didn't let him hold it. So I put it down like halfway through y'all probably just heard that. I just showed Aaron how I took off my ring. Like you couldn't have visualized that yourself. But anyway, so I took it off and I like set it closer to me than him. And he was like, that'll do. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the vibrations off well, anyway. So I'm sitting there, and so clearly already my skepticism is settling in. And it was just the strangest thing being in some stranger's kitchen. And then he's like, it kind of reminded me of Sling Blade. After everything he said, okay. I was like, this is so weird. So he's like, you are very stressed out this year. Okay. I'm like, well who the hell hasn't been stressed out this year? So I'm like, okay. So then he kind of got stuck on like this loop of me being stressed out, but things are going to be okay. And I was like, I cannot believe I just paid $40 for this. So I said, so I tried to like prompt him out of it because that's all he was going to say. I'm like, that's all you're going to say. Right. And like different ways of saying. So I said, so what about these past lives? Okay, let me finish. Okay, you've been stressed. Okay. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, you have been in the medical field in 3 different lives as you are now. I'm not medical field people. So anyway, and then he's like, you were Oriental. Definitely don't think that's what you say there. That's not. Yeah, that was a red flag. I'm like, that was never a rug. Never
that was not us saying that. That was psychic.
That was this old Floridian psychic guy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so he's like, so that's a red flag there. And I'm like, what is going on? And then he was like, and then you were French, Canadian, always medical. That's why you're so good at. Okay, so the whole reason I'm telling this is that was really weird. But Carrie, the believer, is like, I mean, you are like a healer. I'm like, of what, Carrie? I don't know. Like, people can try to stretch anything. So he was definitely like, okay, I'm going to get my skeptic butt out of here. I paid $40 for that crap, right? So then I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to spend any more money on these psychics, whatever. But then as we're walking up to Deb's place, Carrie comes out and she's full on crying.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And she was like, that shit's for real. And I'm like, what? And so then I was like, well, all right, fine. I'll go in. So I paid more money to pay something. But so I go in and Deb was very nice. You know, she definitely had that big hat. It was white though. It was weird. It was MAGA hat.
Maybe it's like an ironic hat.
No, it wasn't. She talked to Jack about it a little bit, but
well, all right. I tried, Deb.
Right, we tried, Deb, but anyway, I'm sorry the story's so long, but
no, it's okay. We got little stories today. It's good.
Okay, so anyway, I sit down with Deb, and really mine, like I could kind of debunk some things, but the couple that she hit on that were like, okay, well, how did she know that?
Yeah.
First of all, she said. She focused mainly on my career, and she said,
and she didn't think you were a nurse or a doctor.
No, she said, I don't know what profession you're in, other than I know you're a mentor and you coach.
Oh, okay.
I'm a behavior coach. That's my title.
Yeah.
And she said, which now I just feel like I'm tooting my own horn, but she was like, you're really good at it because she did say this a lot. And I was like, okay, what are you trying to say? She's like, you really like to take the bull by the horns. Like that's why my husband sent me to Florida for a week.
It is true. I mean, you might not like hearing it, but
okay. Well, so I like to take charge, basically. So, but she said that I'm good at calming people down and helping them make better decisions while not judging them for the decisions that they've made.
Oh, that's so you. That's so true.
So, well, that's good. Carrie said. Carrie was like, "Oh my gosh, she did it. I told you she's real." I'm like, So, and then she did say there's one vibration. It was all vibrations that I'm getting from a lady that's passed on. And she is just really proud of you. So, of course, I'm thinking Grandma Rosie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you look all sentimental and stuff, but I'm like, that's statistics. You could sit there and look at me and think, okay, you're 40. You probably either lost a parent or a grandparent. Like to me, that stuff, unless she got a whole lot more specific, she didn't. So I was like, I don't know about that. So I hang back in that skeptical realm. There was not anything like that really solidified it for me. I mean, she did call me a coach, but I'm like, there's lots of jobs out there that mentor other people, even if that's not your title.
Yeah.
So
we need to splurge. If we ever make enough, oh man, now I'm just spending that money that we're putting to charity. we should go to the medium that I went to. She was legit.
Does she serve crab legs? Because remember, we want a crab leg dinner. That would be the weirdest.
That'd be weirdest. We'll go get crab legs, and then we'll go see.
No, I want the medium to serve us crab legs.
Oh well, I don't know if that happens. She does cut hair.
Oh, that's strange. While she's giving you a reading?
No, not while. But I think maybe you could pay for both. I don't know. She has a hair salon in the front.
Medium in the back. It's a weird mullet combination. But anyway, but Carrie's, okay. So I'll tell you Carrie's, then I'll tell you how I debunked it, because I debunked it. But she was hook, line, and sinker. So the night before, Carrie had told me this little parable. I won't go into the whole story, but basically it had to do with butterflies and like transformation. The medium opened up with a prayer. Mm-hmm. And so as she's praying, she said, she got done praying and then said, oh my gosh, do you like butterflies? Like I couldn't even get through that prayer until I just saw butterflies all around you. And she's like, have you talked about them recently? So Kira's like, okay. She's like, yeah. And she just kind of shook her head. She's like, I was trying not to give her anything. And so, which I found out I'm horrible at that. I'm like, I want her to feel okay. I'm like, Deb, you're doing a good job, honey. You're good. You got the
talk about this person. I loved her.
Tell me all about Grandma Rosie. Let me tell you about her first, and then you tell me more about her. I'm not good at it. I don't want her to feel bad, because she was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I know it's not good. So she was so sweet. But anyway, so then Carrie said that Carrie had just recently lost her aunt last summer. Mm-hmm. And like she was saying, she's got short black, salt and pepper hair, and she seemed to be in pain. Mm. And all of these things that Carrie really, was like, oh my gosh, latched onto. And then the big one that got Carrie was her husband, Russ, did not want us to go see a medium because he's like, that's ridiculous. And then Russ, come to find out, dated a girl back in college, and went and saw this medium, and the medium told him to break up with Russ. So he did. So the Russ is like, I don't believe in him.
They all tell him I'm no good.
Yeah, I was like, don't go see that medium, Carrie. I love you, So that's why he didn't want her to go. But he's real funny and real goofy. And the medium just out of nowhere started belly laughing, and she was like, I'm seeing a really funny guy, and he's got salt and pepper hair, which mm-hmm. Russ does, and he's just shaking his head no, but he's real funny. And so Carrie was like, oh my gosh, okay. So
she immediately called Russ to make sure he was alive.
Yeah. No, she said he's still here with us. She said he's in your life,
Okay. That would be the
oh my gosh,
saddest, but also wildest way to find out.
That might turn me into a believer, but in the saddest way.
You'd be like, Carrie, I'm so sorry, but can you believe it?
I'm going to use this for my podcast.
This is legit.
I'm sorry about Russ.
I'm so sorry, but now we have proof.
But we have proof. No, but my debunking was that Carrie has a tattoo on her arm that it's like water, like
watercolor.
Well, water drops kind of like, but it's got like big loops, and from afar, it looks like a butterfly. So I'm like, I bet she saw that butterfly and was like, well, clearly she loves butterflies. She got a butterfly tattoo.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, Russ was like, that is it. Like he was hook, line, and sinker when Carrie was telling him. And then of course the whole statistics thing. Of course you can have a woman. Most women have their hair short, salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper is kind of specific.
I don't know. But anyway, it was just still a little too for me. But Carrie, she was on it. So.
All right.
So once again, here I sit in my skepticism because it didn't quite happen enough for me. So
yeah, you're so picky.
I know I am. I'm gonna need her to look at me and be like, your middle name. She's gonna have to like, you're married to
Just
James
yes.
Madden. Yeah. And then James had a good point. He said, my thing about mediums is, how come they don't, if they can like feel all this, how come they can't just come up with a name? Like, how come that woman that can't say, I'm Grandma Rosie? I was like, good point, James. So he kind of helped me out on that skepticism.
Maybe they can't talk; they can just emote.
Maybe, but she laughed at Russ like he was making her laugh.
Well, Russ is kind of funny looking. No, I'm just kidding.
Russ, I told him to listen to podcasts. He was like, what is a podcast? He had never even heard of a podcast. Carrie was like, Meghann, don't get your hopes up. He doesn't even know technology. He has no idea what a podcast is. I go, okay, so
well, good. So my joke is
safe. Carrie, don't tell Russ that.
I was kidding, Russ.
He's good looking guy. But it is funny. So anyway, that's my whole medium story. It was definitely interesting. I'm glad that I went and saw her though. I would say, out of the two, comparing the two, she was way more legit. Like she was, but she did this weird thing where she'd tilt her head like she was listening, and then she'd go, okay. But she was kind of like a therapist though. Like,
that's how I felt with my medium. Like I went and I ended up just bawling, like just crying. And if nothing else, it was therapeutic to go and, but it was, I don't know. It was good to talk about the things that I wanted to talk about, even though I didn't really lead the conversation that direction. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was very interesting.
Well, I think it's kind of therapeutic. I mean, how often we're kind of taught in society not to talk too much about ourselves.
Yeah.
So you kind of always let the other person lead the conversation. And eventually you'll work your stories in, but mainly it's a back and forth.
Right.
So it's kind of therapeutic to have somebody just focus on you completely, and you get to talk about, whatever it is that they're saying, but it's all about you.
Yeah.
So, but she did say I was ready to advance in my career and that I should stop wavering.
Oh, well, that's
so
pretty accurate. Y'all don't know, but that's a poignant moment.
I've got my license to be principal, and someday maybe assistant principal. So that was interesting. Yeah. So
and you've definitely been wavering.
I have definitely been wavering. So we'll see.
That's very interesting. I like it a lot.
So
I'm a believer. Can you believe it?
I can believe that you are a believer. Can you believe that I'm still skeptic?
Yeah, I can. I was really hoping that this is you're gonna be like, I don't know.
It didn't send me over the edge.
All right. I'm really excited. I finally got to hear your medium story. I'm sad it wasn't complete perfection and you're not a full-on believer, but that's okay.
Perfection. I was entertained. Like I had a lot of it, like I do all paranormal things. It entertains me, and that's all I need.
Okay, well, that's good. I got this little message on my messenger, my Facebook Messenger.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. You might have still been in town even.
Okay.
And as soon as I read the opening line, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish we were recording tonight.
Really? I'm excited.
Yes. So it involves the Black-Eyed Kids.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Like a first encounter, Black-Eyed Kids.
Her cousin's encounter. She's telling it from her cousin's encounter.
Close enough. I'll take it because they are an anomaly to me.
I know. I need to tell you more. I need to educate you a little bit more about it.
Please do. Because we joke, but
we talked about, I don't remember which episode. We talked about it kind of briefly. So the what is that word then? Theology or whatever.
The legend?
Yeah, the legend is that, first of all, once you know about the Black-Eyed Kids is when you become susceptible to seeing them.
Good.
So you're welcome.
Good to know. Here I go.
They, speak in like a kind of an old-timey fashion. Latin?
Oh.
No, like they might use things like, I need to come in so I can use your telegraph.
Oh, unless in another country, isn't Lewin? Your telegraph. Oh, okay.
Instead of I need to use your phone. Like their words are a little bit off.
Okay.
So that's something common. It almost seems like they're trying to fit in, but they don't quite know
how to fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And also they have to be invited in, but they really want to get in.
What happens when they get invited in? That's what I want to know.
Well, we can't tell that story because I'm assuming you die.
Oh.
Those people who let them in, you never hear their story.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're gone. I feel like there was something else that I read in here and I was like, oh yeah, that lines up with, okay, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm excited.
Oh, that's
Except for I have to walk home tonight. You have to watch me walk home.
Okay, so here we go. This is from Brittany. And it says, "Hi, Erin. I love your podcast."
Oh, well, I already love her.
I know.
That's awesome. Hi, Brittany. Welcome.
Hopefully you're still looking for stories. Yes, we always will be. I'm only on episode 5, but I saw your post on ATWWD stories, which I'm telling you, that was the most fruitful post.
That was like, you hit the jackpot with that.
I know. And figured I'd reach out. It's about the BEK. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. That's what they call it. Black-eyed kids, BEK.
Oh, isn't there a serial killer named the B?
No, that's the, it's close.
Okay. Well,
it's close.
Somebody out there is yelling it right now.
I know. Just like Amy Adams.
Put it on our Facebook, please, under this post.
I was going to sleep that night, and I was like, Amy Adams. That's what I was trying to think of.
That's funny.
Okay, it's about the BEK. So I don't know if you've done an episode on them yet. She didn't even know yet. She was early on.
Brittany.
I know. She
go
gives
back
a little
go back and listen. Okay.
She's all caught up, and she gives an update.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Either way, here you go. Feel free to use it or not. LOL. We're gonna
use it. We use it. We love it.
This is long but worth it, I promise. In the summer of 2019, my cousin was visiting me in Idaho from Vermont, and we were listening to a song that said something about blacked out eyes or something. And I was like, oh shit, it's like the BEK. And her eyes went really wide, and she covered her mouth, and she was like, you know what that is? And I told her about the episode of And That's Why We Drink podcast, and how there's a whole episode about it, which I looked it up is episode 53 if you want to go back and listen, although they do not label their episodes. So it's something about a perm.
Black-eyed child with a perm? That sounds like me when I was Chunk, when Mom cut my hair off, and I looked just like Chunk from Goonies.
No, the title of that episode, I had to go back and look. It was posted on February 4th, 2018, and it's called The Perm of the Century and a Call to the Apron Factory. So if you want to go back and listen to one of the hosts, they will tell you all about it.
So they go into like depth about
and will research a paranormal thing and goes into detail.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's where you can go on and listen to, information about what BEK actually is. She then proceeded to tell me about her experience with the BEK. One night out in Vermont, my cousin was staying at my grandma's house. Around 2 a.m., after her grandma had gone to sleep, my cousin said she was sitting in the living room and heard a knock on the main door, just across from her, as it was a mobile home. And she heard a young boy say, "Hello?" When she went over to the door to peek through the tiny window, still not visible to the kids, in the door to see who it was, she saw 2 kids, one older girl and one younger boy. So I think what she's saying there is they can't see her,
but she's looking out and she can see them.
Right.
Okay.
A couple things were weird. First, that the broken motion sensor light was now working suddenly as they stood illuminated on the porch light. It had been broken for forever. So that's weird. It's like they're changing electricity.
Or like electricity is doing what it always does. And
oh my gosh. It had been broken for forever, and now it is working.
Okay.
I would be with you if it's like suddenly it's not working.
Okay.
Still would be scary, but it would make more sense.
Why is it turned on when after forever it's not?
Exactly. Thank you. Second was that they were both wearing hoodies and sunglasses. Why sunglasses at 2 a.m.? Now, that is new for BEK. I've never heard anything about sunglasses, but maybe they're like wising up. Like,
yeah, they're
oh, crap.
They've been listening to all these podcasts.
Oh, my
gosh.
They're
on to us.
It's our eyes. That's what's freaking them out.
Well, we could just put these sunglasses on.
I got it. We'll wear sunglasses. They'll totally let us in.
Now they're going to start using current day lingo.
Ah, son of a bitch. They're getting too smart.
Quit giving it away.
She said that she had immediate fear and she felt frozen. That was another thing. Like, as soon as you see them, your brain is going, well, it's just 2 little kids. I shouldn't be afraid. But your sense of dread and like fear is intense.
Oh, that's creepy.
I know. They asked to be let in to use the restroom, which I guess a lot of people say restroom, but I thought it was weird they said that instead of bathroom.
She's like, why are they polite, formal? When I first started dating James, because I guess I'm a school teacher, I would say potty. Like, I gotta go potty, and he would laugh every time. I'm like, what is so funny about that? He's like, you're the only grown person I've ever met that says potty, and now He says it. And I'm like, look at you. He's like, I got to go potty. I'm like, yeah, you do.
At least he doesn't say washroom like my weirdo husband.
He
like,
says,
washroom.
What?
He's Canadian. That's what Canadians say.
I have never heard Kevin say he's going to the washroom.
That's what Canadians call bathroom.
I want to bait him and go, so where are you going, Kevin? I want to hear him say washroom.
I don't know, but he's been in America for so long now, but it's super, so like in restaurants, it'll say washrooms this way. It is so weird. What are you washing?
Oh, it's not weird to them. Well, you're washing your hands, I hope.
Well, yeah, but like that's not why you're going in there, most likely. I guess if you're...
Sometimes you do. Just go to the bathroom to wash your hands.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe it's their polite way of suggesting. If you go in here for anything, make sure it's also a washroom.
As I'm saying this, I'm looking at the other options that we use more commonly. Like, I don't go in there to rest or bathe when I'm in public either. So,
yeah.
All right. Sorry, Canada. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Formal apology there.
Formal apology. You're right. I just like to make fun of my husband.
That's funny. Yeah, right.
But what scared her is that they immediately asked her questions the second she was by the door because she never acknowledged them and she was moving as quietly as possible. She was so scared. Ooh. So like they couldn't see her, but as soon as she got to the door, they're like, let us in. We need to go to the restroom.
Ew.
Right? No, thank you.
Okay, they're black-eyed kids, green eyes, blue eyes. I'm like, get out of my lawn, you little buggers.
Okay. Little buggers.
I mean, they bug you. They're annoying.
Oh my gosh. Kids. They're so old. Okay. So how did they know she was by the door if she hadn't said anything? My cousin was freaked TF out. She went to back away from the door, again, never saying a word to them and staying quiet. And that's when they started getting angry. Ew. That's when the little boy joined in and they started yelling at her to let them in, that they needed her to say it's okay for them to come in. She was literally frozen in fear. I got cold chills. She was literally frozen in fear and had only made it halfway across the room.
So she hasn't even opened the door yet.
No, they're yelling at her through the door.
What?
And was just standing there. After a few minutes, maybe 2, although she said it felt like years, it stopped suddenly. She went to look again after she got a hold of herself and they were gone completely.
What?
Borderline shitting her pants. Same.
Yeah.
She wrote same. And same here too.
Right.
She went to go wake our grandma up and tell her WTF just happened. And grandma thinks my cousin is just being a little shit and playing a prank on her. AKA our grandma doesn't believe her. That's why when I mentioned it, my cousin was like, OMG, you know what that is. No one back in Vermont believes. She told me the story of her experience before we listened to the ATWWD episode. We were screaming the whole time and nervous cry laughing because Em was telling accounts of the exact same thing my cousin experienced. Anyway, sorry it was long. Hope you and your sister are well. The podcast is great and I can't wait to catch up.
Wow. Okay, so clearly she must have, after she had this encounter, because I had never heard of black-eyed kids until you randomly brought it up, and I was like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I guess after she had this encounter, she kind of started looking into it, because otherwise, how would she know that they had sunglasses on?
Yeah, maybe she just, when Brittany brought up black-eyed kids, she was like,
maybe she said it
like
fully.
Kids. Yeah, like, oh, creepy kids, and then got into it, maybe.
Yeah, but I think I would just be like, I had some punk kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe she learned about it.
Yeah.
And then was like that. I think that's what those kids were.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read her update because she sent something a few days later. Hi, Erin. I'm so sorry to keep messaging you. When I first wrote in, which don't ever apologize.
Yeah,
message me.
Brittany, come on. Get on in here, girl.
Message me all the time.
Get in here. Hey, what about me? I'd like a message, Brittany. I've got a Facebook too. I've got an H and 2 N's in my name. Look me up.
When I first wrote in, I was only on episode 5. So I didn't really add any personal touches, LOL. So here are a couple things I wanted to add. I'm currently 24. When my cousin was visiting me, I was 22 and she was only 18. Such baby still, I know. When the story happened, she was only 13. Between the ages of 17 and 19, she lived at an apartment that used to be either a boys' school or an elementary school that is mega haunted. I'll write in more about that at another time.
Yeah. Send it to my inbox. I want that one.
But something I recently found out
is that while she was living at the apartment, and this happened a few times, she would catch glimpses of the BEK just standing outside looking at the building, and it felt like they were watching her.
What? So they're like following her?
Right? One was taller with long hair sticking out of the hoodie. Both had the hoodies over their head, and the other one was much smaller. So I guess their creepy asses followed her from my grandma's house to her apartment. My uncle lives with my grandma to take care of her, and he'll message my cousin every so often and tell her something along the lines of, those creepy kids keep trying to talk to him
So other people
through the window, but by the time he looks out, there's no one there. Absolutely creepy as hell, if you ask me. Personally, I fully believe that the BEK are real. I'm curious to know what Meghann thinks. She spelled your name right.
Girl, Brittany, I knew I'd like you.
As they are considered cryptids by many.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That was one of my questions. Did they look ghost-like or they look solid? Like
I don't think they look ghost-like. I think you can see them. They look like normal kids, just a little bit off, and their eyes are black. A lot of times people are like, I didn't even notice their eyes being black until they got like a little bit closer or started
so
talking.
Cryptid or demon? I mean, like if their intent is to kill.
Well, here, she keeps going. Some say aliens, others say demons. I personally don't know which, but I do know they scare me. LOL. Again, sorry for the multiple messages. Hopefully this helps with some details. Can't wait to hear your thoughts.
I mean, the only thing I think of is, as a behavior coach of kids, I've seen some scary ass kids in my life. So I'm not going to dare any BEKs to come into my door, but I ain't scared of them. I'm like, let me tell you now, on my lawn, but trying to bust into my house. Oh, I almost said I dare. I don't dare. I don't dare them to. Because really, I don't want a demon. Not that
Just
I believe
don't let them in.
Oh, I won't. I would come out on that porch and be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Do not walk outside.
Why not? What would happen to me if I got outside?
I don't know, but don't.
Well, I'm going to do it and I'll let you know. They go home. They go home and they run because they're like, that woman is scary. Do not go back to her house.
Call me and I'll come watch out the
remember
window.
That whole de-escalation thing that I was talking about earlier? I really am a good behavior coach. I'm not just... scare children into complying. I promise.
Oh no! Yeah. I hope nobody trying to hire you.
Oh my gosh, Deb. She said for me to go for it, and then she's like, "But I didn't say talk about it on your podcast." And
she's amazing. Everybody knows her.
Yeah. Well, not everybody, because you're my sister. But
that's true. Everybody who knows Meghann in person knows she's great at her job.
No, I really am kidding, but. I mean, but for real, sometimes you got to raise your voice at a kid on your lawn trying to get
2 a.m.
2 a.m. trying to get into my house. I'm like, that will not happen.
Yeah, no. But I do want you to call me so I can look out and see what's going on. But also,
that would be so wild.
What if one
I don't want it to happen, but that's pretty wild.
What if one popped their head into my window in that moment? That would be so scary.
I feel like we're creating our own.
I feel like I almost
scary movie right now. Like let's make this happen.
No, that's not going to happen. Let's just
get how exciting it would be.
Let's get big enough
to talk about for days.
No, I'm not signing out on this. But let's just get big enough that cartoonist guy who does the funny MFM ones will.
Oh yeah, bring him over to us and he can do the whole little cartoon.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but that'd be great. If anybody else out there does cartoons,
yeah, please draw that up because we'd like to see that. Or if you're like a director of movies, I don't know if you're Steven Spielberg and you're listening to this, make that shit into a movie. Two sisters and black-eyed kids. Think of a better name than that, but but it could go somewhere. That's pretty creepy. Because I call you, and they're like right on my porch. That would be so crazy. I mean, sometimes weird shit happens in the neighborhood, and I'm like, did you hear that?
I'm out there. I'm the first one peeking through those blinds.
What's going on out there?
I love the drama.
Yes, you love the drama from afar.
I love it from afar. I love it when it does not impact my life in any way.
That's right. But we love to watch it.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man. That Brittany. Okay. I don't know. So, couple of things. Her impending doom feeling.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me because that's, I think, listen to that. Anytime that feeling comes, I mean, you don't talk yourself out of it. Don't sit there and go, oh, these are just kids. I'm actually kind of talking to myself right now because I think I would be like, whatever, they're just kids, so I'm kind of telling myself right now in case this ever happens. But yeah, don't talk yourself out of that feeling. If you have that feeling of like, this is wrong or this is unnatural or this shouldn't be happening, don't fall for it. Don't let them use your telegraph. You keep that telegraph hidden. Don't invite them in. But at the same time, I kind of wonder, they could have just been little shit kids that were trying to play a prank. I mean,
yeah, it's really weird that they didn't know, like they couldn't see her, but they knew to start talking to her as soon as she got to the
that's
door.
pretty creepy. That's pretty creepy. And why would they be so insistent on, unless they were going to try to rob the place or something like that? But I'm like, that's pretty brazen kids. I mean,
right.
To go up to a home where you don't know who's going to live in there. So I don't know. Cryptids, that's interesting because I guess I wouldn't think of human forms being cryptid.
Yeah.
So to me, I want to almost say more demon-like, only because, and again, I don't really know where I fall in the realm of what I believe in demons, but what I know is that they can take human form.
Yeah. And often like children.
I don't know about that. Often like children.
Often demons will present themselves as like little children.
Where did you hear that from?
Oh my gosh, because I listen to so many podcasts.
Oh,
so they make you like think, oh, they're like, it's just a little child, so you're not scared. Like,
well, I mean, I know like those movies, like Damien. What's that movie?
Oh gosh, that movie was scary.
There was one with a kid named Miles, and our babysitter was like, "Did you watch it?" I was like, "Stop! I'm not gonna watch it. I already know he's like a little demon. I don't need to watch the movie to prove it. I live with it every day." I'm kidding. He's a lovely child. lovely child. But yeah, Brittany, that's interesting, and definitely send in those other stories because we definitely want to hear those.
Right.
I don't know. I have to do more investigating to find out what I think about BEK.
Yeah, you do. You need to listen to more podcasts about them.
Well, maybe if you would tell me about these podcasts, then I would.
I feel like I do.
Brittany, will you just send me messages, direct messages about these podcasts? Because clearly I'm not getting
I feel like I do send you
411.
Okay, all right.
Hunt Memorial Glass creates custom glass artwork using the cremation ashes of your loved one. They offer affordable, custom-designed glass jewelry, personalized glass sculptures, and beautiful glass marbles that you and your family will cherish. Please visit Hunt Memorial Glass on Facebook or email them at huntmemorialglass@gmail.com.
They do beautiful work. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic of ghosts, everybody wants to memorialize their loved ones. Even pets. I really believe in this product. I think it's beautiful and just a wonderful way to honor your loved ones if they pass on.
It's gorgeous. I think you should all check out that Facebook page. I definitely followed it as soon as I saw it. It's incredible. What a cool way to remember your loved one.
I can't start with that because I have to tell you how amazing your puzzle nook is. You also were sitting here recording. She told me to say something for the next thing, but I can't because, oh my gosh, you all, that puzzle nook is way cooler than it looks.
I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yes, it looks really cool, but I didn't realize that you didn't like model it after something. This woman designed that whole thing in her brain and then made it happen in real life. You're like your own 3D printer. You are amazing. She said, you didn't see my puzzle nook. So we went back there and I am floored. I cannot believe that you designed it. She goes, I think I should have been an engineer. And I think you're right. You should have been.
That's not what you said back there. You said, oh, that's a little
yeah, I just said, that's a little far. But I mean, that is. Okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, those of you who are just now listening to this episode, go back to last episode and we talk about your puzzle nook. I think a couple episodes.
I think it was last episode.
And then you can go look on Facebook and see. But it's amazing. I am very, very impressed. Very proud of you. Proud to call you my sister in this moment.
Oh my gosh! I did make a TikTok of it.
Look at you go.
I posted it, and I thought you watched it, but then I realized tonight that you definitely didn't because
no, I definitely didn't watch it. It was on TikTok.
No, I made a TikTok and then I posted that on Facebook so you could see it.
Oh, I didn't know you could do all that stuff.
Oh my gosh! You commented on it. You were
on
like
Facebook.
Yeah, you're like, am I gonna have to get a TikTok account now?
Oh, because I thought you did something else on
That's my
TikTok.
impression of you. How you feel about that?
I feel like I'm a lot more complimentary of you tonight than you are of me, and that's how I feel about that. But
sorry.
yeah, I kind of felt like you did something else on TikTok that I was going to have to listen. It's fine. We've already established I'm old. I don't know how to do it. It's fine. I bought old people's shoes.
Oh my gosh.
I had to. Feet hurt too bad. That's where I'm at in my life. I'm super impressed by your Nook. I got old people's shoes on. It's all happening.
Hey,
I'm
you
just
can
gonna
be
embrace
any
it.
age and enjoy my Nook. It's very cool. Ooh, that sounded real dirty.
Dude, you can be any age and enjoy my Nook.
I mean, any legal age.
Yeah. Let's.
And I'm married.
Whoa, that's not. We're going into a whole new area.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right.
Let's move on.
Okay. So I have 2 little quickies, and they're good.
Okay. It's gonna come in right after the Nook talk.
Perfect. It fits together like a Nook should.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Hey, I saw your call for stories and thought I could hook you up.
Yes.
We like a hookup.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, we are so sexual.
Spring fever. I'm telling you. Okay. I didn't say we like to hook up. I said we like a hookup. No, I didn't. I said we like, I don't know what I
You
said.
did a hookup. It still sounds.
Okay, whatever. I have a lot, but I'm going to start you with something short. And if you want more, just let me know.
Yes, we want
Here
more.
I am, Samantha. I'm telling you, we want more. When my son was around 3 years old, he was newly in a big boy bed instead of his crib. Oh, that's the worst.
It is the worst
You're like,
transition.
oh, no. Stay in that crib as long as you can because free reign.
Mm-hmm.
This means he could get up and come and wake me up if he needed me.
Or just,
she
solve
says that
something.
so she says it so like she's open to it. If he needed me, he can come to me. I'm like, that means I can get to you
He's
anytime he wants.
Mom, I saw a gnat fly in my room. I
Right,
thought you should know about it.
Yeah. I still kept the baby monitor in his room so I could hear if he was awake. Well, one night I hear him wake up and open his door to come down the hall to my room. I'm laying in my bed and I decided to pretend to be asleep. Good mom right there. That's like me. To see what he would do. Again, she's so cute. Like to see what he would do. I'm like, so he would go away. Okay. He climbed up into bed and sat on his knees facing me. Then he whispered, "Shh, stop talking. My mommy is sleeping."
Oh,
No. Would you not flip out?
Oh my gosh.
Let me read that again.
Okay.
Then he whispered, "Shh, stop talking. My mommy is sleeping."
Oh, I hate that so
Right?
much.
At this point, I sat straight up to
Yeah.
see who he was talking to. There was nobody around, so I put him under the covers with me, and we slept there with our heads covered up under the covers all night. Such a good mom. I'd be like, it's time to go back to bed. Like whoever you're
Y'all continue this conversation.
y'all can go
somewhere
talk
else.
in your own big boy bed all you want, but I'm going to bed under my own covers.
Oh my gosh.
She said, let me know what you think. I think that's
I'm terrified.
creepy AF.
I don't know if I would want to be like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Or if I'd rather just ignore it.
I think I would like my instinct. I would pry immediately.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who are you talking to? Who is that?
I think I would pry and then I would regret it because I would be scared.
Yeah.
I would ask and then be like, never mind, don't tell me.
Yeah. La 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 in yours.
La 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 la.
Yeah, la 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 in yours. Okay, but here is like I get caught up and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I'm like, wait a second, kids have imaginary friends all the time.
Shut up.
I'm just saying it could have just been his little imagination, like pretending he was like talking to something on the way down.
Yeah.
Could have been something else. Could have been maybe he's a black-eyed child. I'm not suggesting, Samantha, that you're a child, but maybe. I mean,
well,
you did invite him in.
Thanks for writing that one story. I hope you liked the 5 minutes you listened, and now you're going to quit listening.
I'm so sorry, Samantha. Your child is lovely. Please keep sending in stories. Okay, so like I said, short but good. I mean, It had a punch, right?
Right.
Okay, so
scary.
Same with this one. Okay, so this one is from Chrissy. And it says, "Hi, I saw your post on Facebook and have sent this to multiple podcasts, but no one has read it."
Girl, get in here.
Welcome.
Oh, we didn't hear her pronouns. What's her name? Chrissy?
Chrissy,
get in here.
Yeah, come on, Chrissy, get on in here. It's kind of long, which it's not, but because Again, we like it long. That made Paula laugh. Okay, so we'll make her laugh again. It's kind of long, but hope it meets what you are looking for. My story is about my former job. I worked for a couple of years at a big department store located in a mall. I was a merchandiser. At the end of the day, part of the job included making sure that there were no clothes on the floor and the racks straightened. One day, we came in and noticed that there were clothes and toys on the floor in the children's department.
Ooh, it's all kids.
All children's time. I
BK,
just made that connection.
Samantha's little boy.
What?
Now children's department.
Coincidences,
Freaky.
left and right and center. Okay, we had security check the tapes, and what we saw gave us goosebumps.
Oh my gosh! Oh, send
Footage.
it in. Send it in.
We got footage. Well, she claims there is footage until I see it.
I wonder if she could still get a hold of it.
Yeah, well, let's see. Chrissy, bring it. All right. In the corner of the children's department, there was a rack of clothes and a wall of clothes that the camera focused on. Looking at the rack, you could see what appeared to be a little kid brushing its hand across the clothes.
Ooh.
Like it was, and so my question to there is
Can
like,
you see the kid?
Yeah, that's my question. Like the height, and it's just brushing.
You just see clothes brush past right at that spot.
That's a wind. Okay.
In the clothes building, sure.
I mean, it could happen.
Okay.
Like it was playing in the rack, like little kids do. Then you see someone, maybe an adult, pick up a piece of clothing off the rack and then see it drop to the floor. This happened twice. Then they move to the wall display and again pick up some clothing and drop it. There were also some stuffed animals scattered on the floor. It creeped us out.
I need to know more about that.
Yeah, I know, me too. So, Chrissy, please write back in with more details.
Did it really look like an adult
did
person?
you see a figure or did
like
you
the
see the height?
of?
Yeah, the height of something. I had the exact same. It's like we're sisters or something. It's so weird. Okay. Now, from what I heard, back in the day, there used to be an old farm located on this property. Don't know if these ghosts belong to those family members or not, but it's spooky. Also, a side note, in that same corner of, so this is an interesting fact.
Oh, okay.
As in, I don't know if it's a fact because they don't exist,
Maybe
but
detail.
It's a detail. Okay, it's an interesting thing that I had never heard before.
You emphasize fact, and then this is an interesting
I was like,
fact.
wait a second, no, it can't be a fact if I don't believe in it. Totally can be. There are facts out there that lots of people don't believe in, by the way. In case you needed me to explain to you how facts work and how people don't believe them.
So this is not a fact. This is a detail.
This is something I had never heard associated with ghosts before. How about that? You like that?
I bet I have, but okay.
Okay, well, you're the ghost expert, so let's see how you do. Also, a side note, in that same corner of the store, there is a storage room that has a water tank and well. Why does this department store have a well?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it used to be on a farm. So like maybe it was just
too
that's deep.
Real creepy. Get rid of the well.
That is really creepy.
I know from watching many ghost shows that water is a great source of energy for spirits. Just saying, winky face. Thanks, Chrissy. So I had never heard that before.
Yeah, I have heard that before. I don't know a lot about it, but I think, you always hear about like the woman by the lake. Like there's a lot of ghost stories tied in with water. You've never heard about a scary...
Remember that one scary show we used to watch when we were kids, Sarah? And
I've looked forever to find that.
Her name was Sarah.
Lifetime movie with a ghost Sarah.
She walks into the water, or that's how she died or something. And she's like in all black.
I don't know. I don't remember enough to research well, but I know it was a Lifetime movie. The ghost name was Sarah.
It was terrifying.
It used to scare the crap out of me, and I would love to watch it again.
Oh, yeah, me too. Because I bet it would not scare us.
No, I bet it would be so dumb now.
But we were so little and be like, oh my gosh, this movie is so scary.
I feel like about every 6 months, I think of that movie, and then I try to find it again.
Yeah, I think about it all the time, which is so weird.
I know. It was such a random little
Was that
movie.
like the moment where like we are so into paranormal ghost stories?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That was about water. So
yeah.
I don't know if I've heard specifically about water being a draw or energy or anything, but there are a lot of commonalities there.
I read that comment. I was like, I'll have to ask Aaron, the ghost expert, because I haven't
failed
never, you did. You failed. You're better at Nookie than you are.
At Nookie? Did you say at Nookie? Oh my gosh. My mother-in-law listens to this.
Mother-in-law. I mean, be proud. I'm sure she's happy. Her husband's happy. I mean, her son's happy.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Ew.
It's all right, Melinda, you're fine. Okay, so anyway, yeah, but those crazy stories, huh?
Yeah.
They were short, but they were both very good, and
Man, I need more details about that.
all about kids.
Yeah, that is really weird.
Weird.
That seemed like an advertisement for that gymnasium place. It's all about kids. Maybe
That's
they'll
what I was
sponsor
saying.
us.
Yes, come on. That would be a weird sponsorship
on.
for this. Yeah. Okay. I got a fan favorite.
Oh, all right.
Wait, did I debunk that?
You didn't
enough?
really debunk it.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Wind.
Okay.
No, I need to know more. I need to know, was it just an image? Was it like a silhouette?
Like a shape.
Was it someone playing a prank on somebody?
Yeah.
Like how much do we trust the security guy?
Well, if you're watching the footage, that's interesting. I want to know more
I
about
want
the
to see the
footage.
footage.
If there's any way for us to see it, jackpot.
Yeah, because you see those footage, like, oh, we've got footage of this, whatever, but you can't really trust them. But I feel like I could trust her. I mean, let's see. I mean, I feel like we know her already. She listens to the podcast. No, she doesn't even listen. She just wrote it in. But I'm like, you get the personal story,
right,
mixed with the footage,
right, and it's not like this is some big video that she tried to get famous on viral. Put it on viral.
Right, she's writing into our podcast, so I'm pretty sure she's not made it big yet with this. So we definitely would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know.
Until I get more proof, I'm gonna say Wind. Wind did it all.
Okay,
Wind
or maybe like
an
an intruder in the store.
Yeah, like an intruder or
yeah, I just need to know what that looked like.
I don't know.
No, but like if she saw what looked like an adult on camera.
Yeah, if she saw like an actual person, then yeah, for sure, intruder. If she saw like things just shaking and moving, earthquake. I'm sticking with it.
An earthquake only centralized because of the well.
Well, yeah, the well caused the earthquake to just hit those stuffed animals, and that was it.
Okay, so you got a fan favorite. I panicked today earlier. I was like, oh, I don't have a fan favorite. And I was like, oh, sweet.
I've got one. Miss Repeat Reby.
Oh, Reby.
Reby.
It's about time.
Yes, I know. She's probably like, come on. But I was like, I call dibs. I call dibs on Reby because Reby and I have one of those wonderful, I mean, I hope she thinks it's wonderful. I've never spoken to this woman in person, but I feel like I know her. But we have like one of those fun, teasing. We tease back and forth to each other through this podcast on Facebook. And I just love it. I think I appreciate it so much because she's such a total believer. I'm such a skeptic. So we just kind of go back and forth and it makes for fun banter. And so that's why I was like, it's time. It's time to have Reby in here. And she said, honored. Look, there's her little emoji.
Oh, that's so cute.
Honored to be on here. She says, what fun. This podcast has been a sanity saver for me with these weird ass COVID times. Really, truly. Same for us. That's why we did it. We were like, we have got to do this for our sanity. I wrote a little children's story.
Oh, that's so cool.
I definitely want to read this. A handful of years back. And I think it's still available on Amazon. But honestly, more importantly, and so I meant to respond. I just realized I didn't do it. I meant to ask her what was the name of that because I'd like to read it. But she doesn't plug herself enough for us to know what the name of it is. But I will find out from Reby and I will post that link on our Facebook. But not on TikTok because I don't do that. But honestly, more importantly, I have been trying my best to be more aware of BIPOC issues. Not an original concern, these sick and troubled times, perhaps, nonetheless. If I can get back to you in a day or two, I can provide some links. And she does. Okay, so BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. And people are using the term to acknowledge that not all people of color face equal levels of injustice. Which is very interesting. And I kind of read up a little bit more on it, and I would like to read even more. So she gives us some links. So the link is EJI, and that stands for Equal Justice Initiative. And they do, it's EJI works to end mass incarceration, excessive punishment, and racial inequity. So that is...
I'm down for all that.
We are down for all that. That's a big reason why both of us are in education alone. So, anyway, so Reby, we might have our differences, girl, but in this realm, we do not. We both see eye to eye on these amazing causes.
I think your differences are superficial. This is
Yes, definitely. Our differences, I mean, we can, clearly we've got a lot in common with where our morals stand, where our beliefs stand. Not our beliefs,
not your beliefs.
Not those
Not
beliefs,
your ghostly
our other
beliefs.
kinds of beliefs.
Not your paranormal beliefs, but all other beliefs.
Exactly. So she gives a couple of really cool links, and then I'm going to also post on there some educational links if you are a teacher that you might want to use in your classroom, or so we will post all of that on Facebook with honor. You talk about being honored, Rebe. We're honored to do that. So thank you you barely even promoted yourself, girl.
Yeah.
But we'll get you in there too, though, because I want to hear about that book. So we love Rebe. She's given us multiple stories.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And we appreciate that because we need them.
I went back today. I think we've missed one too.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Yeah. And we're always down for multiple stories. We love reading stories. So give them to us. And
right. Without it, it's just going to be us talking because we're not stopping this.
We're not stopping. And then listen, we need some like guardrails. We need to know where we're going in our conversation. Otherwise, it can go anywhere. If you can't tell, we need something to come back.
We talked about Nookie and
lots of. Told you, spring fever. No, sorry.
Megann's feeling a little frisky tonight.
I feel like it's in the air. It's like spring fever.
Although over spring break, I totally read a dirty novel.
See,
it was so good.
I mean, listen, it's happening. It's like all the flowers are blooming.
Yeah, I'll recommend it. Worst Best Man. It's good. I was definitely rooting for the couple, and it was some good scenes every once in a while.
Fun things to read in that book, huh?
Although I was listening on an audiobook. This is funny.
While you're making your Nookie.
While I was making my Nook, yes, I was listening on my AirPods, and at one point it just shut off. And my phone has been kind of weird lately, so I went to press play, and I can do that from my watch. But I forgot that sometimes if your headphone slips out of your ear a little bit, it will also shut off, and that's what had happened. So when I pressed play, it started playing on speaker from my phone. It was definitely at a very raunchy part,
But, lick my what?
There were two little old people walking past at that moment. I was like, whoa, hello, hi guys, it's so nice to see you. And I'm like rushing to stop it. I was mortified.
They walked away in that moment like, what'd she tell me to lick? I don't
Oh my gosh, it was the worst part.
That is hilarious.
Oh, it was so beet red. There's no way they could have heard it. Like I made such
your cheeks just got red.
I was so embarrassed.
Oh, that is great. That is so funny.
All right. Well, I guess this wraps us up for our episode.
Billionth episode. We have no idea.
Yeah, who knows?
You're like they don't label their name or number their episodes.
I do number them. I number them, so I know every time I go to post it, but I don't know when I go to record it. Okay. But if you want to write in your own stories, which we need them, so send them in. Send them to myskepticalsister@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, follow us on My Skeptical Sister on Facebook, which is where we're most active. We do have a TikTok page at My Skeptical Sister. We also have Instagram at My Skeptical Sister. And I'm going to announce tonight, I'm done with Twitter. I hate it.
Girl, you just cut the strings on that.
I hate it.
And opened up TikTok.
Yeah, I'd rather do TikTok than Twitter.
Okay. Hey, what do I know? I don't know either one of them. So go for it.
All right. I'm done I'm done with Twitter. So, I don't think I'm going to close the account. So you can follow us, but I don't post anything on there. So.
But ain't nobody going to be checking it or doing anything. But
We'll
just blow up on there. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, son of a that would suck. I'll never know.
You'll never know.
I hate it. Okay. And I think that's everything. Did I say it all? Oh, like and subscribe. And please rate and review. That really does help us so much. We're trying to get sponsors right now. And
plus our egos. That last review.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
The last review I think was from Brittany, the one who wrote in.
That's right. Maybe. I don't know if it's saying Brittany or not.
I'm almost positive. I would bet money on it.
Well.
And it was very flattering. So
we call each other. Listen to this one.
No. So it's wonderful. So please rate and review so we can get sponsors and because then we want to start donating.
We'll make them. Well,
yeah.
Donate for sure after we get that medium to buy some crab legs.
All right.
It's gonna work out.
Our time's about to run out, so we're gonna go ahead and go. But thank you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
La 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 la.
ponytail.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So so that's the episode. If you want to listen to,
I said yes. So weird there.
yeah, it's like a bark.
Recreate it. Do it again.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. It sounds like something. It sounds like something from a movie.
Yeah. Just across from her, as it was a mobile home.
I thought you did that because I burped, but I thought it was quiet. But then you made that face. I was like, I'm sorry. I tried to hold it in.
You can burp anytime.
Oh. Well, Ellie can walk around like she owns the place. I
Lay
can
down.
burp anytime. Just saying. And she's a winky face. Do you like a wink?
Oh wow.
Okay.
This is getting
All right.
weird. Let's
Okay.
move on.
Okay. So what was it you wanted me to say to start off?
Just
Okay.
that you've got two
Okay.
stories.
So I've got 2 short stories.
No,
Did
not do
that
it normal because I'm going to cut that out.
Are you?
I'll put it in bloopers.
Oh,